Okay. Oh yeah. Here's the closer here. Here's where Buffalo shows some of its true colors, as we've seen through some of our previous exploits.
Oh no. Oh no. That's the full dive bar experience. What do you want?
Everything, yeah.
That's everything in a dive bar all wrapped up in
Really,
one.
they should have been charged an extra for that experience.
If you're gonna serve wings or ranch, I don't want to do business with you. I get up and leave, even if I don't get the wings. It's either blue cheese or wings. Go for wings.
That's right. Never mind who you thought it was. This is the Buffalluminati Podcast, your keeper of Buffalo's secrets. And we got another episode for you today. But first, make sure you like and subscribe. And I'm your host, Jake. Joining me, as always, my co-host, Jeff. Jeff, how are we feeling about this one today? It's another tough one, another big loss for the city of Buffalo and 716 as a whole.
Definitely rough. A lot of people mourning today after the loss of the old Pink, former Pink Flamingo.
Right, it went by so many names. Yeah.
Whatever you want to call it, burned down today. So I guess that's the topic. That's what we're getting into. So it's not the best, but
right, yeah,
something that we should talk about.
Definitely not the best topic to be discussing, but obviously it's what we got to do because we cover all the interesting people, places, and things that make the 716 what it is and why we love it. So to see such a landmark die, the ultimate dive bar.
Yeah.
And in such a surprising fashion, like everybody just woke up to the news that, hey, the Pink is on fire right now. And it was just like, what? Like right now. Yeah. As there was like we didn't even know if it was a total loss or if it could be saved at that point. But as of recording now, it has been completely demolished, and it is now just a lot. Which I feel like that's the most heartbreaking of all.
Yeah, man, they called it a total loss, like you said. Ordered the emergency demolition of what was once, I guess, voted to one of America's top 10 dive bars. So, pretty big loss for the city, like you said. A lot of history there going up in smoke. And yeah, fortunately, I do see that somebody was out here trying to start a GoFundMe, which I'm sure, in true Buffalo fashion, we're going to donate. We're going to come out and support that. So hopefully, maybe the owners recover, do something else in the future. But
for sure, and I do know that a friend of the show from back in the Talk 716 days, Buffalo Food Slut, was sharing the GoFundMe, and that's for the employees who are now suddenly out of work and needing to find new jobs.
Is that a rib sandwich?
No, it's a steak sandwich. They were famous for their steak sandwiches. Yeah, if you didn't know. Their steak and their fried bologna sandwiches, grilled bologna sandwiches. That was like the two staples.
So much going on with this place. Okay.
It's a mystery wrapped in an enigma. There's so much going on with just everything about it, and it's the dive bar, the checkered floor, just the absolute grossest bathroom you've ever seen in your life. for some reason, the best food, you know, especially at the hour that you get it, it was an experience. And it's like walking into just like a punk rock haunted house. Like, just the way you look at it from the outside, you're like, okay, this, and you get pretty acquainted pretty quickly. It's a punch in the face from like when you walk in. I'm trying to bring up some of the Yelp reviews. We'll start with the 5 stars, which would be I didn't include any names just so that for safety and fairness. But 5 stars for being the diviest dive bar in the history of dive bars. It's dim, it's dingy, and it draws a variety of crowds. I have over a decade of memories from this place. But you know what? The bartenders are attentive and friendly, and they serve the best steak sandwich I ever had in my life, and most likely the best you will ever have in your life too. It's a full steak, not cut up, cooked between the bar to order, or cooked behind the bar to order, topped with melted slices of cheese and peppers and onions on a grilled roll. It's incredibly tender and delicious.
I mean, they did look all right in the picture.
Yeah, they were solid. Here's another one on the food. 5 stars. Best 4 a.m. steak sandwich in Buffalo. The bologna sandwich with Guinness, onions, and peppers with the mustards is another favorite of mine.
All the mustards.
It says with the mustards.
The whole variety pack.
Guinness, onions, and the mustards.
The hell's a Guinness onion?
I'm going to guess that it is it's onions that have been cooked down in Guinness rather than like water. Give it a beer flavor, a stout flavor.
I don't know if I like that.
Well, get the steak sandwich.
How would you just caramelize my onions like God intended? Guy Fieri.
Like Guy intended. Actually, no, Guy would do the Guinness, so.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, so Jeff, one thing I will say about the old pink, the pink flamingo, I'm just going to call it the pink from now on.
Probably should.
Yeah. It's not for everybody. This is one of those bars that if John Taffer would walk into, he'd be mortified.
Certainly.
And it's just, yeah, if you're seen as like Chippewa Street or, you know, you're hip and trendy in the Elmwood Village, that's all well and good. You know, those are both great places to party, but this is the dark side of, like, you know, Allentown's already the alternative, like, neighborhood it's like the artsy neighborhood. That's where, you know, Art Fest is, and it's just that way. It's just a special neighborhood in Buffalo.
No, it's that way.
What are you insinuating?
I don't know. Whatever you were saying. Not like how you said.
This is... But yeah, it's not for everybody. And sometimes that's reflected in reviews of the pink. And this is one of those reviews. It's a 1 star from 2018. We rolled in here on a Saturday night after looking for a great dive bar to hit on.
To what?
We rolled in here on a Saturday night after looking for a great dive bar to hit on our road trip. It looked like our type of place, and we were excited to check it out after reading some reviews here. So,
okay,
not locals. But they go on to say in the second paragraph, I love dive bars. I sure didn't love this place. It looks really odd from the outside, and our whole crew was pumped up when we walked in, as it seemed like our type of place. A long bar to the left, no frills, tunes cranked, dark with a year-round Christmas lights, cool stuff on the walls. Unfortunately, other than the old school Donkey Kong arcade game, I can't think of much positive to say here.
What the? Come on.
The bartenders were unfriendly and uninterested. We are a very down-to-earth and fun group of guys. They wanted none of it. Completely uninviting service. Love dive bars. We're very down-to-earth guys. Well, I don't feel like the Pink is a very down-to-earth place.
Yeah.
From the outside, that should be readily apparent.
I'm wondering how these guys were behaving based on the way that they described it.
Hey, put on the weekend.
That has me thinking, like, I don't know. We're a down to earth and fun loving group of guys.
Well, here we go. Strap
got
in.
the wild hogs in here. They
sound younger than that. Because they go on to say the music was awful. As my buddy Jay said, quote, the old angry college DJ working here plays tunes by bands no one other than him has heard of, where every song sounds like a crappy version of Iggy Pop. Dead on. This place is absolutely filthy and reeks of stale urine and old vomit. That is not inaccurate. I couldn't handle the smell and I had to go outside to get air. More on that later. The floors are disgusting. There is no effort to taken to clean this place whatsoever, and it's evident. It is a dive bar. Just say it.
It is a dive bar.
It is a dive bar. We read all the reviews here on the food, namely the steak sandwiches and fried bologna sandwiches. We came hungry, fully expecting to eat. I'm really not sure who would order food from a place this disgusting. I am shocked that food safety laws in the U.S. don't prohibit it, to be honest. Can't comment on the food as all 6 of us voted a hard no on the grub here. So see, that's also where you fucked up.
So are they not from the States even? Because the way you said, like, in the U.S., I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that, but...
That's a good point. Let me go back. Yeah, I'm wondering if it was maybe Canadian. Okay. Oh yeah, here's the closer here. Here's where Buffalo shows some of its true colors, as we've seen through some of our previous exploits. Oh, and that trip outside, my cousin came with me to get some air. We were greeted out front by a middle-aged couple in a massive fight, screaming at one another. As soon as that cleared out, we were approached by a guy that came around the side of the building trying to sell us cocaine. When we said we weren't interested, he aggressively switched his sales pitch to weed and would not leave my cousin alone. We headed back inside to the vomit smell.
Oh no. Oh no. That's the full dive bar experience. What do you want?
Everything, yeah.
That's everything in a dive bar all wrapped up in
Really,
one.
they should have been charged an extra for that experience.
I'm saying, all you missed was the food because you didn't want to try it. I bet the food would have been banging and you would have been like, well,
Yeah.
that was worth it. And then you could have smoked some weed after.
This was the only real strike on our home run road trip across the Midwest for 6 days this past week. We were pumped for Old Pink, and it turned out to be one of the worst experiences ever. Doesn't sound that way to me. It sounds like these people are uppity.
Yeah, they sound like the people that wouldn't go to a dive bar.
Yeah, we love dive bars, but hate everything that happens in a dive bar.
I've never been offered cocaine at a dive bar before.
Right. Or weed.
I've never
Seen
been to a
a
dive
couple
bar that
fight,
smells like
seen dudes fight over a lady or a dart game or one of my favorites is when a short guy called another guy short and they got into a fight over it.
The one dude was like, I know you're not calling me short.
Yeah. Basically, that was the whole fight. And then
You're the only person. I won't allow that. Everybody else.
But yeah, I mean, not for everybody. Clearly not for these guys, because every bar has its soundtrack. Every dive bar has its soundtrack. I will say, like, the smell is the biggest detraction for the place.
The way he described his experience outside it was hilarious. He aggressively switched up his sales pitch.
To weed. Yeah.
Like, oh, you don't want that? Then you definitely want this.
I'll go in the other way here. I got the stuff
Yeah.
that'll chill you out, too.
Yeah. Oh, say no more. I got that one on this side.
Yeah. This one comes from 2012, so way back in the day. But a friend of a friend recommended this bar to me when I first moved to Buffalo. Took the recommendation and went with the friend. And we were both utterly disgusted and embarrassed that I'm utterly disgusted and embarrassed at my ability to speak right now. All right, this one's coming from 2012. It's a 1-star review. And it reads, friend of a friend recommended this bar to me when I first moved to Buffalo. Took the recommendation and went with a friend. We were both utterly disgusted and embarrassed that this was the kind of place someone from Buffalo would want to show off to an out-of-town guest or new
Unreal.
Western New York citizen. The clientele and the bar itself were disgusting, and we left without even finishing our drinks. Perhaps it's a great dive for true Allentown locals, but I would never, ever take anyone here as a representation of the great things I now know Buffalo has to offer. And why can't this be one of the great things Buffalo has to offer? It's just not for you.
That just goes to show that we have great things to offer all kinds of different people.
Exactly. No matter where you are in Buffalo, there's a place for you. No matter who you are, I meant to say, oh my God.
If you're the kind of skeevy person that wants to be offered drugs outside of your local bar, this is just for you. They probably have
and they will tailor the sales experience to you. If you're not looking for cocaine, they will aggressively switch to weed.
That's right. Whatever mood you're in, they got you.
Right.
Outside of a dive bar.
Yeah.
And the beers are probably real cheap too, so.
Right, and I know for the longest time that steak sandwich was only like $10. So
that's not bad.
I don't know if it was still that as of this year, but
because anytime anybody sells you steak, they upcharge like a mother.
All right, so we could talk about Old Pink stories all day. If you got one, leave it in the comments below, or go visit our Buffalo. They have a great section talking about that. I want to leave us with one more story before we get out of here, Jeff. It comes from Terry Sullivan, who was a DJ over at the Pink and also a local musician, played in several bands. And he recalls in an article from the Daily Public, Rick James wandered in one night dressed like a Spanish cowboy. He drove up to the front of the building and parked in front with his white Bugatti. Sorry, even just reading that, I was taken aback.
Pull up in my new Bugatti.
You can visualize it. Rick seemed to need adoration and definitely got it at the Pink, signing autographs and chatting up female friends. So even Rick James partied at the Pink, which I think is a testament to everything you need to know about the Pink, everything you need to know about Rick James, and everything you need to know about the party side of Buffalo. Like, that was what the Pink was.
That's awesome. Now I'm mad. Now I'm more upset that it burned down.
Right. I actually didn't know that. Yeah, that story is new to me as well. But yeah, apparently a lot of artists were visited during the time. Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers, Chris Robinson from the Black Crows, and of course Rick James. So just, rest in pink, I guess is what, as the owners put it. And hopefully they'll be back with the new pink or the new pink, whatever they want to call it. But
yeah,
it's just a sad day for the city of Buffalo, and the Buffalluminati mourns with them. And yeah,
sure.
I don't know what else to say except that's it. And this has been another episode of the Buffalluminati Podcast.
That's it for us and the pink.
That's right. So make sure you like, share, subscribe. Visit the GoFundMe. Go like and subscribe on the old pink, just to show your support, keep up to date with them. And we'll catch you on the next one.